want to serve to you today. I'm actually live if you want. Renee, you didn't put all the links. I'm going to edit it. It's okay. You know, your vibe is your tribe, right? So right now I'm going live on Facebook. I'm adding in YouTube and I'm adding in LinkedIn. So you can see me on all three, no matter where you are. It does not matter. Because I want to talk to you today about either podcasting or writing a book. And I need you to tell me which do you want. So what I want you to do is type in the chat what you would like me to chat about today, whether it's podcasting or whether it's writing a book. I am Stars Tina, your life and health coach. And I'm so excited to be filling in today for, I don't know who I'm filling in for. It doesn't really matter because all the hosts here are amazing. I am Stars Tina. You are in the #1 morning show, Breakfast with Champions. We are more than just some people here on Clubhouse. We are a family. We are life. We are love. So you can also, I'm sure it's in the chat somewhere, go on Facebook and join the Facebook group, which is BWC, Breakfast with Champions on Facebook. We also have a website that you can hop on so you can see the schedule of all the hosts, which is amazing. And they're all pretty good. So I want to scroll down and say good morning. I see Ramon, I see Dora, I see Pastor Jeff. I see Tarika. Hello, Tarika. I see RE777 just came through the room. I see Carla in the building. Good morning, Carla. And I want us to share this room out. I actually made a post on my Instagram to get people in here because it's about your vibe, right? There's 63 of us, and thank each and every one of you for being here today. Let me look in the chat. I don't have my glasses on. Podcast, book, please. Looks like we're tied. You put the cinnamon in. Let me hear. Catalyst says she wants to hear about podcasting. Chris wants to hear about books. I need another person to be our tiebreaker because I have done both of those this year. I have done things this year that I didn't even plan on doing. Imagine if I planned, I did plan stuff, but I had done the stuff I already planned and then I did more. So I'm a life and health coach. That is my jam. Fitness is my passion. If this is your first time ever hearing me, ever seeing my face, do me a favor and just put some stars in the chat so I know who I'm talking about. What I've done is I found out who I am. And that's what you need to do. In order to create wealth, in order to change the world, you have to know who you are. You have to tap into the strength that God gave you. I am amazing. You are amazing. And God has given each and every one of us a special gift. So I decided, you know what, Tina, what do you love to do? And I realized it was fitness. And then I took that fitness idea. Right now, I want each of us to type in the chat. What is the one thing you love doing? What is the one thing you wake up and you just can't stop thinking about it? Type it in the chat. For me, it was fitness. And at first, I thought I loved fitness because I wanted to look good in clothes. I wanted to feel good. But as I peeled that onion away and kept saying, why do you love it? Why do you like this? Why? I realized because my father passed away at 49 years old. I was a daddy's girl. I loved my daddy. And his death could have been avoided because he died from a massive heart attack. So that is why I am so passionate about fitness. And then I had my traumedy about 7.5 years ago. A traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these two instances come together, life-changing experiences occur. So once I had this traumedy, I was like, okay, Tina, are you gonna go down that road of just staying in bed, not getting up, or you're going to push through the pain? We've all gone through some type of traumedy, right? I need to put my glasses on because I see this chat just blowing up. Pastor Jeff, can you be my eyes or someone be my eyes? Did I miss anything in the chat? What am I missing?
All right, let's see what we got in the chat. We've got dancing. We've got education from the Catalyst. PJ could make up his mind. He was writing, talking, and he put thanking. Books. All right, that's what we got. That's what we got in the chat. Stars, Tina, back to you.
Thank you. And I found my glasses. Do you see why it's great to have a great tribe, guys? Do you see why it's great to have an amazing tribe? And history. So Pastor Jeff, I'm going to let you tally up if I'm going to be talking about books or if I'm going to be talking about podcasts. I'll let you tally up. But first, guys, you heard Pastor Jeff. And I'm just going to play this so you can hear his voice because he teamed up with me this season. I have a podcast, as I mentioned, and he's been the co-host with me for this season. And this week, the podcast, I have come out every week, and it's called Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening. And with the podcast, we show how people have tragedies and turn them into triumphs. And this season has been all about men. So I just love his voice and my little intro video. So if you're listening, you get to hear my song, because it's all about branding, right? When it comes to branding, you got to have an anthem. You got to have a song. You got to have something, right? So this is for my little PJ right here. It's not long, 34 seconds.
Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening, a show where we celebrate resilience and inspire transformation. Our guests share their stories of how they overcame a traumedy and turned it into a triumph. I am your host, Stars Tita. Get excited and let's have some fun.
About having a team. If you know, Glenn Lundy has a theme song, right? It's called Rise and Grind. And I know every time I hear this song in the morning, I get to move and I get to dancing. And Tony with the Keys actually made a song. And I was like, you know what? I want one too. Because to go to places that you want to go, to do the things that you want to do, you have to follow a leader, right? Follow someone who's done it. Just follow their footsteps, right? So I was like, well, Glenn Lundy has a theme song. Let me get one. So I hit up Tony with the Keys and he made this song with me. I played the wrong song. I was supposed to be playing the one with Pastor Jeff's voice, but Pastor Jeff has been doing the podcast with me for the past few weeks. I'm reading your book.
That didn't sound like it.
I couldn't find your one. I'm sorry. River, he's reading your book now. It is amazingly written with your heart and beautiful pictures. It will definitely and positively help others along the journey. So River, if you can unmic, and let me tell you why, River. So yesterday I spoke with a publishing company because this is my very first book. If you're looking, I have a picture of it here. I did write a journal once before, but a journal and a book are two different things, right? Anyone can come out with a journal. I did the journal for my fitness business, and I needed a book, so I came out with that. But a book is something totally different. River, are you there, River?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you're a girl. I love your name, River. Share with me your thoughts, comments, because you're the first person I've spoken to besides the publisher that it's actually reading it. Give me your thoughts, comments. Would love to know.
I can tell that you put your heart into this, and I love it. So far, I'm only at chapter 3, but even the pages feel nice. It's really well put together, and I love how you have the biblical verses, and you gave people like space to think about it in journal and just really work through their emotions with the book. And then there's like the little videos and stuff like that you can go to. So far, it's amazing. And I believe that it'll be a tool that could really help people take their tragedy to a traumedy. So congratulations.
Yes, thank you, River. Do you have any traumedies in your life that you would like to share? And if not, it's fine, because I know it can be a bit challenging.
I've had a few that I've had to work through. My father was also taken from me in 2017. So I'm still working through that loss. And so, I felt your moment there, and it's helping with me just being able to ponder on a few things. And that's why I know for sure that it will help, because it brought me to a few moments. And thank you.
I love it. Thank you. So, River, something else I wanted to say is, so as you're reading the book, it's like a river, like a flow. And the publisher, she told me something that she liked about it was that in the beginning, I don't want it to be gory. And I purposely did not put some details in it, because I was like, I don't want to bring people down a really dark hole, which when I first went through my traumedy, I did. Like, I was like, this is what happened and this is what happened, because I actually had to watch the video. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I wrote a book, and it's inspired by my son, Jamal Gaines, Molly, who was murdered 7.5 years ago. And I would go into graphic detail, River, because it's like you want to get it out, right? But it's not really that necessary. And then, so as you start, I tell a little bit about the book, and then I talk about you as a person, who you are. So it's more than just getting through the traumedy, but making your life better. And if you've heard me the past few weeks, I must have read this book at least 20 times. And from front to cover, like forward and backwards. I didn't read the Bible verses, I have to be honest. I just trusted the fact that Renee put them in there purposely. And the format of the book, that's something that I purposely did, and it was so challenging. I wanted to make sure, at first I wasn't going to do pictures. And my great girlfriend, Marquita, she's like, Tina, you have to put pictures in the book because people don't want to just read. And I was like, no, that's corny, blah, blah. So she said it, and I listened to her advice. You know, she's a reader. So I put the pictures in there. And, you know, she says it's going to let people connect to who you are. And my faith has gotten so much stronger over the years, because when this first happened to me, I forced myself to go to church. I forced myself, even though I was mad at God and angry. But now I'm like at a booyah 10 when it comes to my faith and my God. So I wanted to put Bible verses in it. And then I definitely felt the need for people to pour out. That's where the journal came in, River. So I wanted it, if you notice, there's the Bible verse on the right side. And then when you flip the page over, you have a photo. And then on the opposite side of the photo, the chapter begins. And I purposely made sure that the Bible verse reflected the chapter, the photo reflected the chapter, the journaling prompts there. And I wanted it fun too, you know, like it's a little dance part in it. But today I wanted to share about how you can write your book. Any questions, comments before I actually get started on today's topic? Welcome to the room, Anthony. If so, unmic.
Well, you didn't let me tell you what you're going to be talking about. You're supposed to let the co-host tell you.
Thank you, co-host. Go for it.
I believe that Ramon Ray, that Dora Maria, and Glenn Lundy himself would all be happy to know that everybody wants to hear, well, not everybody, but the majority of the people want to hear about the B-O-O-K, the book. Stars, Tina, back to you.
He's awake, guys. You hear that energy? That is my co-host.
Yeah, I wasn't earlier. I can't tell a lie. I was supposed to be doing something way back. And, you know, I didn't even pick up my phone until Health Well segment. So y'all forget it, PJ.
Hey, we're here, right? I do the same thing. I teach, like, I'm here at 5. Actually, I'm here at 4 most days. But then, you know, I'm not going to say we have lives because that just sounds corny. We have things we have to do, right? I run an online fitness studio. So I have a 6 o'clock class. I legit was doing a live at 7 on Instagram. And then we had our live class at 7. So I'm doing both things, getting the Zoom ready, getting it connected to YouTube, and then over here on YouTube. And then I have my client. So I get it. So thank you all for joining if you are here today. Thank you. So when it comes to writing your book, because like I said, my book was, it wasn't even something that was planned. My coach, that's why you need a coach, guys. That's why you need to surround yourself with people. Dr. Fred, you may have seen him in this space in the beginning of the year. Actually, last year I first met him. I did an event called Elevate Your Business. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, elevating your business. Writing a book will elevate your business. Writing a book will elevate your relationships, your life, your fitness, your everything. And every single person in this space, Veronica, Jessica, Tarika, Haley, Rachel, Eric, LaFerme, everyone has a book inside of you. And it doesn't have to be 149 pages. That's how long my book is. It could be 10 pages. It could be 5 pages. You might have that book that someone takes when they go on the plane and it's just great for a plane ride. You know, is it an easy read? I remember one of my coaches, her name is Charlotte, mentor coach, Charlotte Jones Burton. She's amazing. And she wrote a book, her and her husband together. And it was a very quick read. The letters were very big, but it was so impactful. Quality, family. It's all about the quality. Pastor Jeff, when will you be starting, I'm going to say finishing. When are you finishing your book? What is the date your book's coming out, Pastor Jeff? I want to know. He's quiet. He's silent. Veronica, when is your book coming out? Is Ramon coming out with a new book? Tosh, Jackie, on mic, let me hear somebody, Limitless, Cindy, when is your book coming out?
My 55th birthday, May 27th.
Ooh, you're turning 55. Girl, you look good. You look good, girl. You look good.
I could move into one of those senior.
You'll be taking all the, stop it, Tina. I was going to say, get the old man's money.
I'm so old that my sugar daddy has to be 100.
Stop it. She's too funny. No, but seriously, guys. And then some of you are probably saying, well, who's going to read my book? What's it? There's someone out there who needs what you have. Okay. So when it comes to writing your story, you have to know who you are. Why are you doing? I'm just reading the chat right here. I'm reading. Thank you again for that, River. History, talking, education, helping others. Wilkin, but just because of my spirit. So as I come in here today, I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how you can start your book. First of all, I'm going to start with looking in the mirror. That's a section that I have in my book, because when you look in the mirror, you can see who you are. And I don't mean just that physical face. I need you to look in the mirror and smile. It's called mirror work. And just really look deep. Maybe you look into your past. Look at what you've done for your life, where you are, what you want to do. And this isn't for everyone. Not everyone is meant to do bigger things, to change the world, to, think outside the box. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with just, doing the regular. I don't even want to say the regular. It's just some of us have this extra energy, right? I've got this extra spirit. So once you're looking in the mirror, figure out what am I great at? What am I awesome at? And that's what I did. And I realized that I have the gift of energy. God has given me the gift to turn bad situations into good situations. My therapist told me the other day, she says, Tina, you're emotionally immature, and it has been stuck with me, ooh, baby, for like 3 or 4 weeks now when she first said it. Because if there's a situation and I'm uncomfortable or I don't like it or I don't feel good, I'll run away from it. And I purposely am currently I keep saying that you got to be emotionally solid, Tina, because it's hard when you have those tough feelings, right? You don't want to feel the pain. You don't want to feel the hurt. So at least for me anyway, I protect myself. I put this wall up where it's like, I'm going to keep the emotions down. But then I realized I've been hurt in the past. I'll probably be hurt again in the future. And it's okay, So my first tip when it comes to writing your book, look in the mirror and figure out who you are and what is your superpower. What is your superpower? Type in the chat right now. Or I hear someone unmiking.
Yes, Marilyn, can I just say, I think you and I are the same in that way. Like, at first it was a defense mechanism, but then once you heal, it's your authentic self.
Ooh, give us a little more with that, Miss Podcast Girl.
Well, mine was humor. Like, I would be class clown, jokes. Like, now my humor comes because I'm healed, and it's like truly because I like to laugh, be silly, not take things so seriously. But before, it was because I didn't want to depend on my personality. And so it came more from a place of a defense mechanism, or maybe your energy before was a defense mechanism because you didn't want to slow down, you didn't want to think. But now that you're healed, you're using it more in an authentic way.
So I like that you talk about the laughing, because I wanted to talk about that a little more. And thank you, Ashley Davis, for coming through on LinkedIn. Sometimes people laugh because they're nervous or they don't know what to say. Ashley says her superpower is motivating people, and that definitely is. And what do I mean when I say laughter? Like, you'll say something, and I do this a lot because I'm a Scorpio. Any Scorpios in the building? Tina can be a little petty, so I'll say something smart, but then I'll end it with a laugh, which I know isn't good. But hey, I've got faults. I'm human. What can I say? But what I mean is, like, you want to say something, but you're not that confident, so you may laugh after it. Do you know what I mean, Mary Lynn? So that's why
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, if they didn't really take me seriously, I was just joking, and that's like a defense mechanism. Like, oh yeah, I meant it, but not really. But yes, I did, but it was a joke if you didn't like it.
I love it. And you're so on point with that. So don't laugh. Sometimes as women will like give this extra, and I'm guilty of it, because I'm like the smiling person. It's crazy, Marilyn, and whoever's listening. Whenever I don't smile, if I just have a regular face, just regular, I'm not even like frowning. What's wrong, Tina? What's wrong? And sometimes I really want to say there's nothing wrong with me. I just look like you look all the freaking time because I'm always smiling, and most people are just regular face. I'm just regular, so that's tip number 1 when it comes to writing your book. Do you know the topic of your book, Marilyn? What it's going to be about? Type in the chat, please.
I will type it in the chat.
Or you can tell us. Ish.
Oh, it's based on what I did because I've been saying, I could always recover from my physical wounds, but it wasn't until I healed from my emotional wounds that life really became brighter. And I have some tips and tricks and stories to share about that.
I love it. While you're here, Mary Lynn is one of our guest speakers at our live event, Elevate Your Business. And by the way, I text you in my mind, Mary Lynn, and asked you.
for real though.
And ask you if we can do a live with you to interview you. Can you tell us what you'll be talking about? We're doing, Angelina and myself, we're doing an event in Florida in person. It's absolutely free. Click look at my bio. Elevate Your Business. Can you tell us what you're going to be talking about at the event?
Just starting. I believe what you guys gave me a topic. And,
We did. I can't remember it. I'm hoping you remember it because it's so good.
It is good. And I'm like, I love that topic. It's me, but I think it's using your voice or speaking up or just starting. It goes around what I talk a lot about in here, but we have a specific title for it. And that's so funny because I'm like, yes, that's so me. That's so on point. And I can't remember what we called it, but just, speaking up and starting and using your voice and where you are. And I think, that helps elevate, grow. And I'm going to go look it up right now. But that's so funny because I'm like, yes, that's 100% me. And I can't remember the word you guys gave me.
I love it. I love it. So the event, it's virtual for 2 days and in person. It's called Elevate Your Business. I'm going to put the link in the chat. And we have some amazing speakers. And I was really on my book tip for the past few weeks. So I didn't forget about it because Mary Lynn is one of the speakers. We have Marvin is one. It's a bunch of EYB Summit, SUMMIT. I actually did this event last year virtually. And the reason why I did it, family, is because I was so grateful.
Doing it scared. I knew it all related. Doing it scared. Yay, got it.
Ooh, that is a sexy topic. Doing it scared. I do everything scared, Marilyn. Everything. I'm scared. I'm nervous. And if you don't have those butterflies in your stomach, I just say it's not big enough. If your dreams aren't big enough, if they don't scare you, if you don't need help from other people to achieve your goals, they're not big enough because I can't do what I want to do by myself. I need you. So the event, last year I did the event and I did it because I had done so much great stuff last year, guys. I doubled my income with my business. I actually left my 9-to-5 and I was like, whoa, I was feeling good. It's like, how did you do this, Tina? So what I did was I reached out to some people like Barbara Majeski, like Dr. Fred, like Ramon, like it was a whole bunch of people. And we did a virtual summit. It was amazing. And I literally put it together. Mary Kim and Angeline supported me with it. And we put it together in 2 weeks. We had 120 people sign up and 60 people show up in the Zoom. So I said, you know what, Tina, if you could do that in 2 weeks, imagine what you could do with 2 months. So the event is in December. If you go to the link, we have sponsors. It's going to be, we also have goodie bags. We have a whole bunch of stuff. We're getting off topic. I'm sorry. I tend to do that. So let me get back to the chat. Yes.
Good morning. Listen, I just want to let you know that I have just pressed the button to write my 7th book. And let me give context. This book I'm doing is more of a booklet, maybe 15,000, 20,000 words. And it's based on my keynote talk, Human Connections in a Digital World, but I'm only using it to sell and or give after my keynotes in 2024 with the same title. That's all I want to tell you. So I put the button to do a little booklet, but it's used only for when I get off stage. I don't have to say goodbye. I can say, great, here's a booklet called Human Connections in a Digital World. Back to you.
Love it. When will it be done?
10 days.
Whoa, I love it. I didn't tell you this, Ramon, but when I was actually writing my book, on my shelf, I have a whole bunch of books, and I absolutely love Ramon's book. It's a quick, easy read, Celebrity CEO. And I don't know what made me pick it up and look in the front cover, and I saw Indigo Publishing. Did I tell you this story yet, Ramon?
You did not. I can't wait to hear more.
So this was probably like 2 weeks before my book was coming out. And I just went to the website of Indigo Publishing and I wrote them and they said, well, send us a copy. We'll tell you what we think. I sent them a copy. They wanted to set up a meeting. Then they wanted to set up another meeting. So I had a meeting with them 3 weeks ago, and she's telling me all her things. And she says, well, this is great, but your book is finished. Maybe for your next book, we can do this. And then she sent me to another part of their company. I don't know the name of it. And I had a meeting with them yesterday. And I say that to say what you just said, Ramon. She said a lot of authors use a book as another piece of, when they're speaking, like you said, like not a throwaway, but a giveaway. So I love the fact that you have that.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. I'm excited. I realized, Tina, that I was leaving money on the table. I'm leaving the audience, leaving the stage, but no, I'll be at an event in December with about 1,000 people, Tina, 1,000 people.
Wow.
And I want to get 500 books to sell to them. Back to you. Thanks.
I love it. I love it. And people are going to do it because they hear you speak, right? And they want more. And it's hard to say, okay, go to this website, and they can't remember the website, can't remember this. So
yes, it's different than here trying to sell it. DM me. No, I'm at the event. Go to the back of the room. Here's your book. Done.
I love it. And people like Ramon, people like myself, yes, I'm saying, are so freaking amazing. Like, you could have us for 2 minutes and we're going to change your life. We're going to change the way you breathe. We're going to change the way you think, the way you talk. I'm getting off a track. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Let me get back to the chat. Chris says, don't have the date for when it's going to come out, which is why it's so easy to keep putting it off. So Chris, I want you to put a date in the chat. Glenn Lundy is actually the person who gave me the push. You know, I was talking about, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have my book out. And he's like, okay, when, Tina? And I said August 4th, because that was my son's birthday. That's when I originally wanted to put it out. And I was pushing and pushing and pushing for this date. And I was stuck on a cover. I was like, and Ramon and Dr. Jeannie, again, family in this crew, in this room here, you know, like, Tina, who's pushing you? What is the rush? But I said I was gonna have it out August 4th. No. You want the quality. And speaking to the publisher yesterday, it made me feel so good, Ramon, because she actually read the book, because she was telling me stuff. And I was like, wow. She said she loved how I transitioned from one level to another. And she did say, like, she loved how it felt like she was talking to me as a person. And then I got like to be a professional as I was teaching. So it was just great. So Chris, make a date, put it down, and it may move, but it's okay. Cindy says, I'm breaking it down. Outline will be completed before 2024. Getting started is the biggest hurdle. Just do it. Nike has the best freaking tagline in the world. Just do it. I did not have an outline. All I had was all these ideas and thoughts in my head, and I just threw them out, just put them on paper, and then it was done, Cindy. I had 51 pages, and I'm like, I'm done. Because I didn't want a big book. I wanted a simple, quick, easy read. And then I actually had I got a copy of it and I looked at it. I was like, oh, this is so ugly, the size of it. And Renee was like, Tina, can you put some more words so your name can go on the spine? Because if it's not thick enough, your name's not going to go on the spine, right? And then I started thinking of all the things that I've done. And BWC, I don't know if I told this to Ramon as well, when I was stuck with like, what do I write? Zone of BWCdaily.com. If you go there, and you type in Tina or Stars Tina or whatever, you're going to see all the articles that I've done for the year. So what did I do? I typed in my name and I looked at all the articles like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. So the monkey effect chapter is about an article that I did in BWC. So use what you already have, Cindy. That's a tip there. And I see Ishman is a Scorpio. The event there is for BWC. All right, crew, I have 3 more minutes. As I sum up these 3 minutes, questions. Oh, I have 2 more tips. I got to throw 2 more tips. I'm writing a book. The first tip is figure out who you are. Tip number 2, when it comes to writing your book and how you can get it completed, make a date. You don't really have to stick to the date, but at least give yourself some love with that. And also, someone wrote in the chat, I can't remember, give yourself some grace, like write and then step away. Now, when I wrote my book, it was very, 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 I'm going to say hard. Because as I wrote it, I was reliving my trauma over and over and over again. And then when I was editing it, reading it over again, it was just like, you know, and it was very challenging because I didn't want to be too gory. So make a date and make sure you just keep pulling away. So write, take a break, write, take a break. Maybe you say on Mondays, I'm going to write, Tuesdays, I'm going to write it. That is my second tip when it comes to writing your book. And then number 3, so your vibe is your tribe. Your vibe is your tribe. Tap into those around you. You know, I am secretly, this is a very secret mission. Ramon, close your ears right now because Tina does the most. I am putting together an anthology, a second part to this book, No More Traumedies. And I want stories from other people that have gone through other things because I haven't gone through everything, right? And it's going to be 7 to 10 different stories within this one book of how people went through their traumedies and how they got through it. The end of this book, I share about 20, 25 different things that I did in the past 7 years to thrive, because we don't want you to survive, right? I want you to thrive. Not only that, I've created a toolkit, a No More Traumedy toolkit. And those people that pre-ordered, your orders went out yesterday. I went to the post office. I put little gifts in there. That's a part of the toolkit. For example, we have these motivational stones. Usually when I talk, I'll hold a stone and my stone says grace. There's also bracelets that we have. We have candles. We have all sorts of stuff that's a part of the book to just make it more complete. So when it comes to writing your book, first of all, I want you to look in the mirror to see who you are. Secondly, make a date. Yes.
we just need to let everybody know that if every month that they don't chime in to take one of those 7 to 10 slots, PJ, actually it's not going to be 7 to 10 because PJ already has one, but every month no one chimes in. I'm taking another one. So it might end up just being me if they don't chime in. I just want to let folks know that's your PSA for the morning.
I love it. I love it. And do you see how Ramon is like doing this great stuff with Glenn's book, the Ambassador series? I'm like loving it. So.
I know, right? You have to hire Ramon.
Yes, it's giving me ideas. So yeah, those are the 3 tips. I am Tina, so grateful. I'm normally here Mondays at 5 a.m. kicking in the door. And I want you to tap into my tribe. I'm having an event next week, Hope for the Holidays. It's a free event. Pastor Jeff is my keynote speaker. If you know anyone that is struggling to the holidays, please invite them. This event has made a change for me for the last 4 years when it comes to the holidays. All right, crew, get motivated.
Who's the keynote? Could you say that? Who's that?
The keynote speaker for the event, Hope for the Holidays, is Pastor Jeff. I have some other amazing speakers, but he's going to end us strong, just really pushing. And we're having a gingerbread house building cookie party afterwards. So we're going to build gingerbread houses after the event, Pastor Jeff. It's going to be so much fun. So,
all right, so who's making my gingerbread house? Because you know I'm double booked. I'm doing
your
event. I'm doing Toastmasters event. You know, I'm getting like you. I'm hanging around you too long.
Yeah, you got to keep it popping. Got to keep it. And don't forget, our podcast comes out tomorrow. Click in for the podcast tomorrow. We're just doing we're not doing the most. We're just doing what God has given us, right? Doing what God has given us. All right, with your doing it well, doing it well. We got to bring Ramon in the building, guys. Ramon is coming through. Pastor Jeff's going to have his escargot on. Ramon, you are up. Make some noise. Give it up. Give it up. Ramon.
Coming through the stage.
Woo, woo. Make some noise, people. On mic.
Hello, the handsome, the musician, and genius extraordinaire,